Today I'm going to talk about lesson 3 in my Bucks Point workbook and how to start this little edging. In this one we have gimp threads, we have the point ground stitch that you've been working, a foot side, honeycomb rings and the head side. So we're going to start off on the edge at the highest pin and we're going to start with a false picot. I'll just move the finished lace out of the way so that I don't catch it, and I'll show you that again at the end. So to do a false picot we hang 2 pairs in open formation, astride, rainbow fashion, and we put 5 twists on one of the pairs. It doesn't matter which pair, and then work a cloth stitch and tension it up around the pin. This gives you the impression of a picot and adds 2 pairs straight away. Next we're going to add in the 2 pairs for the passives on the head side, and these are hung in at the back of the work on a temporary support pin, but side by side, so that they're not actually connected like they were on the edge, they were in open formation. And then we're going to cloth stitch through. The first one cloth stitch through, put 2 twists on, and it's going to go into the top pinhole for the first of the honeycomb ring. Just leave the one on the outside edge there for a moment. Next we put the gimp in on a temporary support pin, and we take the gimp through this pair that is coming into the ring by lifting the left bobbin of the pair and passing the gimp through. Put the bobbin back down in the same position and then 2 twists. Now to work that top pin we also need a second pair, which when you get further down will come in off the ground, but here as we're just starting we're going to again hang that on a temporary support pin, and I'll use the same one and again take it in through the gimp. Now because this is just around the gimp we don't actually need that twist before it. The twist would come off once you took the pin out, and we work the top pin, half stitch and twist, put your pin in the top pin hole and half stitch and twist to finish and to close the pin, and take the temporary pin out and tension it up. That's got your first 2 pairs inside the ring. Now we come back out to the edge and work this first one that's still left there from the picot in through 2 pairs and just leave it there. And at this point we can drop these down. If you're making this as a complete edging you would retain those loops on the pin and lay it flat on the pillow, but as it's just going to be a sample I'm just going to let them down and gently pull them up. Now we have 3 pairs in the head side and we want to maintain 2 throughout. Occasionally you get patterns that you go down to 1, but ideally maintain 2. If you look at the pattern also, the next pinhole, the next picot is going to feed the second pinhole of the honeycomb ring. So we don't want to take this one from the first pinhole through because that will put us out on the alignment. We take the middle one that's been there from the 2 passives added in, we take that out through the edge pair and do a picot. And then this one that's just worked the picot then comes back through the 2 passives, 2 twists, lift the left, pass the gimp through, down and 2 twists to work the second pinhole. Half stitch and twist, pin, half stitch and twist. And at the moment your gimp is still moving around, we just keep having to tension that up. Make sure it lies flat and all the pairs line nicely. Close the pin. Now you've got 2 twists on, and you take it back out through the gimp, 2 twists, through your 2 passives, and you're now working the picot on the edge again. And then take it back through in cross stitch, 2 twists before the gimp and 2 twists after. That's the traditional manner. Now when you get more experience, you may decide that you want the gimp in certain situations to lie closer, particularly if it's in cloth stitch, and you may dispense with the twists one side of the gimp. Traditionally it does have the 2 twists before and after. But when you come to adapting patterns for your own use, then you can make these changes. Now this one on the left will come out to do the second honeycomb ring, as you can see there. So I can just take it out, but don't put the twists on at this stage because we are going to be crossing the gimps. Now over here we need to put another pair on. So again, hang it on a temporary support pin. Hang it at the back there and bring it in through the gimp. Now I haven't put the twists on here because it's going to be holding the gimp with that picot. I only don't do the twists on that very first one because the twists do sometimes tangle when they're coming and pulling up around the gimp. Now this time the right hand pair goes out to work point ground stitch outside, so this time the pair has 3 twists on it. We hang another pair on a temporary support pin to work the point ground stitch, which is half stitch and 2 twists. Now because we want to keep this line vertical, that pinhole is a catch pin. We wanted to keep this nice straight line of the gimp. We don't want it pulling in. We don't want it pulling in either direction. To maintain it, the pin goes against the gimp. And then take the left hand one back in. Now this time, this isn't held over a pin, so I would leave that temporary support pin in just a little bit longer. Work the honeycomb inside the ring. And pin up. Cover the pin. The right hand one then comes back out to do the next point ground. 3 twists to go into point ground. And work the bottom pin. And the right hand one comes out for the point ground stitch. Again, you watch the line of the ground as to which pin goes where. Now we can drop this one down, it is secured now. So you can see those are going to form the first 3 rows of the point ground. We take the gimp all the way through the pairs, we cross the gimps, we don't twist them, so it's left over right cross gimps. And then take it through the pair that was already out and put the twists on, and the second pair and twists on. Now to continue the second ring, we have to add extra pairs. This first one will feed the first pinhole, the second one, second pinhole, the third one is for the one where it comes out and does the picot outside. To do this, we add 1 pair. We don't add any more false picots. We hang the pair on a temporary support pin between the 2 passives. And we take the inside one through the one on the temporary support pin and through the outside edge to do the picot. Now once you've put the twists on, you can release that pin and just let it slide up there and tension it, and then work your picot. If you leave it on the temporary support pin, it's very, very difficult to pull up afterwards, and then come back through. twists on and through the gimp. And we also do the second one in the same manner. So separate the two, hang it on a temporary support pin between the two, you put them there, and take the inside one out. Always maintain the outside one on the edge, and this will give you a nice smooth edge. Take the pin out, just let it slide up there, and then wet your pico. And this way you can't actually see those added pairs in the head side at all. But this ring in exactly the same manner. Now I'll just carry on adding them down here, just to show you the point ground again as a quick refresher. On a temporary support pin, half stitch and 2 twists. And the next one, and as you know, the pairs move about until you've got them secured in this stitch. And don't worry about it too much. Now this one is actually a catch pin on subsequent rows, but because we're trying to establish it, it's not easy to do it as a catch pin, so I just do it as a normal pin, reminding you to use the catch pin on the next row. Now we add 3 pairs on the temporary support pin, cloth stitch through 2, put 2 twists on and put the edge pin up. And then the one that's left on the temporary support pin becomes the change of worker edge. And again, I wouldn't drop this one down until I've worked a few pins, 2 or 3 pins, because it's not secured at this stage. Back through and 3 twists. The bobbins have all moved around a little. Back to the top of the row to the honeycomb ring. Take the next one coming out the ring and down the line again. Now this time I'm going to do the catch pin. The pin goes against the passives to the right of the 2 pairs you've just worked the stitch with. And then back through to the outside edge and do your change of worker edge again. And after this we can then probably release the temporary support pin. So the edge is cloth stitch and 2 twists plus an extra one on the edge one. And just release them and let them down gently. And you find the one that's got the loop. That's it, that's gone down. Now this one you notice I haven't put the twists on, so I put the 3 twists on to come into the ground. Just remember when you're coming out of a ring, you put 3 twists on to go into ground. When you're coming back into the honeycomb ring, you put 2 twists on after the gimp. You only put the 3 on for the point ground. And you continue to work like that, adding pairs on the head side to make sure you've got enough, and then follow the diagram for the narrow piece here that's in the book. I hope you've enjoyed that little video and it's got you started on lesson 3, Any problems, drop me a message. I'm happy to help you. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see, and I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see more videos coming soon.